A blessing in disguise. A good thing that seemed bad at first. Missing the bus was a blessing in disguise because I avoided a big accident on that route. The cancellation of our vacation was a blessing in disguise, giving us time to renovate the house instead. Beat around the bush. To speak in a roundabout way. Stop beating around the bush and tell me what you really think about the proposal. The manager was beating around the bush during the meeting, avoiding the main issue at hand. Better late than never. Better to arrive late than not to come at all. She finally learned to ride a bike at 35, proving that it's better late than never to try something new. After years of procrastination, she finally started saving for retirement, realizing it's better late than never. Bite the bullet. To get something over with because it is inevitable. Despite her fear of flying, she bit the bullet and booked a flight for her dream vacation. After years of avoiding the dentist, he finally bit the bullet and scheduled an appointment to fix his teeth. Cutting corners. Doing something poorly to save time or money. The contractor was fired for cutting corners on the construction, which led to serious safety issues. The company lost customers because they were cutting corners on quality to increase their profit margins. Make a long story short. Indicate that you are providing just the basic facts. The negotiations were complicated, but to make a long story short, they finally agreed on the terms. She had a lot to say about her vacation, but to make a long story short, it was the best trip of her life. No pain, no gain. You have to work for what you want. The project was stressful, but the team knew that no pain, no gain was necessary to achieve their target. He struggled with the task, but he kept telling himself that no pain, no gain was part of the learning process. So far so good. Things have been successful up to now. The initial results of the experiment are promising, so far so good with the expected outcomes. The new software update seems to be working well, and so far so good in terms of performance and stability. The last straw. The last in a series of unpleasant events. Her repeated lateness to work finally became the last straw, leading her manager to issue a formal warning. When he missed the deadline for the third time, it was the last straw for his boss, who decided to take punitive action. To make matters worse. To make the situation even more unpleasant. He was already stressed about the exam, and to make matters worse, he caught a cold the night before. The car broke down on the way to the important meeting, and to make matters worse, it started raining heavily. Under the weather. When you feel slightly unwell or in low spirits. He wasn't able to attend the meeting because he was feeling under the weather and needed to rest at home. The team's performance suffered since several members were under the weather and couldn't contribute their best. A picture is worth 1,000 words. The images tell a better story than words. When she saw the breathtaking landscape in the magazine, she realized that a picture was worth 1,000 words. The artist's painting conveyed the mood of the scene so effectively that it was evident, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Actions speak louder than words. Believe what people do and not what they say. She says she cares about her friends, but when it comes to supporting them in tough times, actions speak louder than words. He promised to help with the community cleanup, but actions speak louder than words, so we'll see if he actually shows up. Add insult to injury. To make a bad situation worse for someone. She was already stressed about the deadline, and then her computer crashed, which really added insult to injury. She was already upset about missing her flight, and then having her luggage lost at the airport added insult to injury. Birds of a feather flock together. People who have similar characters or interests. It's no surprise that the artists and musicians spend so much time together. Birds of a feather flock together. The kids who enjoy similar hobbies always seem to find each other, illustrating that birds of a feather flock together. Don't cry over spilt milk. To lament something that cannot be altered. She regretted not taking the job offer, but it's better not to cry over spilt milk, and to look for new opportunities. He was upset about losing his favorite pen, but I told him not to cry over spilt milk, and just find a replacement. Kill two birds with one stone. Get two things done with a single action. He fixed the leaky sink while also cleaning out the cabinet, thereby killing two birds with one stone. When they decided to combine their vacation with a business trip, they effectively killed two birds with one stone. Look before you leap. Think carefully before taking any action. Before investing in that startup, look before you leap. Understanding the market risks can save you from potential losses. When considering a major career change, it's wise to look before you leap to ensure it's the right move for your future. Saving for a rainy day. To put something aside for a future time of need. It's always smart to set aside some money each month, saving for a rainy day when unexpected expenses arise. They've been saving for a rainy day for years, which gave them peace of mind during the economic downturn. The elephant in the room. An obvious truth that is deliberately ignored. During the meeting, everyone avoided mentioning the elephant in the room, the company's declining profits. We need to address the elephant in the room at this family dinner, which is the tension between mom and dad. Don't judge a book by its cover. Should not judge based on outward appearances. The restaurant doesn't look like much from the outside, but don't judge a book by its cover. The food is amazing. The movie trailer wasn't impressive, but don't judge a book by its cover. The film was actually fantastic. Once in a blue moon refers to something extremely rare in occurrence. He only goes camping once in a blue moon, but when he does, he enjoys every moment of it. I only get to see my old friends once in a blue moon, but when we do meet, it's always special. A penny saved is a penny earned. Money you save today you can spend later. Cutting back on small expenses might seem insignificant, but a penny saved is a penny earned over time. He reminds his kids that a penny saved is a penny earned, whenever they want to spend their allowance on unnecessary toys. A little learning is a dangerous thing. An idea that little knowledge can mislead people. A little learning is a dangerous thing when it comes to legal matters. It's always better to consult a professional. She thought she knew enough about investing after reading one article, but a little learning is a dangerous thing. She lost money on a risky stock. A storm in a teacup. A lot of trouble about something unimportant. Everyone panicked when the report came out, but it turned out to be a storm in a teacup with no real consequences. The media made a big deal out of the politician's minor mistake, but it was really just a storm in a teacup. Come rain or shine. No matter what, regardless of the circumstances. He promised to be there for her, come rain or shine, no matter what challenges they might face. The farmers worked the fields tirelessly, come rain or shine, to ensure a good harvest for the season. Curiosity killed the cat. The dangers of unnecessary investigation. The mysterious email tempted her to click the link, but she hesitated, recalling the saying that curiosity killed the cat. He tried to uncover secrets about the new project, but when it got him into trouble, he realized that curiosity killed the cat. Fortune favors the bold. Great rewards for someone who takes risks. Knowing that fortune favors the bold, he approached the CEO with his innovative idea, hoping it would lead to a promotion. She boldly asked for a raise, believing that fortune favors the bold, and was pleasantly surprised when her boss agreed. Sitting on the fence. To be undecided or refuse to choose a side. During the heated discussion about the project, James was sitting on the fence, not wanting to offend either side. When asked whether she supported the new policy, Maria was sitting on the fence, unable to decide which side she agreed with. Leave no stone unturned. Do everything you can to achieve a good result. When preparing for her final exams, Sarah decided to leave no stone unturned, studying every possible topic. The charity organization promised to leave no stone unturned in their efforts to raise funds for the disaster relief. Through thick and thin. Under all circumstances, no matter how difficult. Our team is committed to supporting each other through thick and thin, ensuring we succeed together. Families often stick together through thick and thin, providing unwavering support during hardships. Waste not, want not. Don't waste things and you'll always have enough. Teaching children the value of waste not, want not can instill lifelong habits of mindfulness and conservation. Adopting a waste not, want not mindset helps us appreciate what we have and avoid unnecessary excess. Well begun is half done. A good beginning almost assures success. The saying well begun is half done reminds us that a good start makes the rest of the journey easier. Well begun is half done, which is why a strong introduction can set the tone for a successful presentation. Come to terms with. To gradually accept a sad situation. She knew it wouldn't be easy, but she had to come to terms with her new responsibilities at work. The hardest part of the journey was learning to come to terms with the mistakes she had made in the past. Know something inside and out. To know something very thoroughly. The mechanic knows this car model inside and out, so he can fix any issue quickly and efficiently. After years of working in the field, she knows the industry inside and out, and can handle any challenge. Pull yourself together. Controlling your emotions and behaving calmly. The stressful situation required everyone to pull themselves together and work as a cohesive unit. He reminded himself to pull it together and not let emotions get in the way of making a rational decision. Black sheep. A person who is a disgrace to a family. He was labeled the black sheep after he chose to follow an unconventional path in life. She always felt like a black sheep because her views were so different from the rest of her family. Caught red-handed. Apprehend someone in the course of wrongdoing. The employee was caught red-handed, altering the financial records to cover up his mistakes. The thief was caught red-handed trying to steal a wallet from someone's bag in the crowded market. With flying colors. With an overwhelming victory or success. After months of hard work, they completed the project with flying colors, impressing everyone. He aced the interview with flying colors, leaving no doubt that he was the right candidate for the job. Fit as a fiddle. Very healthy and strong physical condition. After recovering from the flu, he felt fit as a fiddle and was eager to return to his daily routine. The doctor's checkup confirmed that he was fit as a fiddle, with no health issues to worry about. Go to the dogs. To become much worse in quality or character. Since the company's new management took over, it seems like the quality of their products has gone to the dogs. The once charming neighborhood has gone to the dogs, with abandoned properties and rising crime rates. Fish out of water. A person in a completely new environment. The high-tech conference was a fish out of water for someone who had never used a computer before. When she moved to the small rural town from the bustling city, she felt like a fish out of water and struggled to adjust. Go the extra mile. Make a special effort to achieve something. To ensure the project's success, she always goes the extra mile, staying late and putting in extra effort. She really goes the extra mile for her clients, often working evenings and weekends to ensure their needs are met. It's not rocket science. It's not as difficult as you might think. Setting up the new software is not rocket science, just follow the step-by-step guide, and you'll be fine. As long as you follow the instructions carefully, assembling the furniture is not rocket science and should be straightforward. Fair and square. In an honest way and without any doubt. They won the competition fair and square, with no advantages or cheating involved. The negotiation was conducted fair and square, with both sides agreeing to the terms without any deceit. At face value. To accept something as it appears to be. When you take his promises at face value, it's important to also consider his past reliability. At face value, his explanation seemed reasonable, but after further investigation, there were inconsistencies. Read between the lines. To look for the real meaning of something. The email seemed positive, but if you read between the lines, you could sense some underlying dissatisfaction. To understand the full message of the report, you need to read between the lines and notice the subtle hints. Turn a deaf ear. To ignore someone when they complain. Despite numerous complaints about the noisy construction, the city council seemed to turn a deaf ear and did nothing about it. The manager continued to turn a deaf eye to the staff's concerns about the new policy, leading to widespread dissatisfaction. Rings a bell. Sounds familiar, or reminds you of something. The name of the new employee rings a bell, but I can't quite remember where I've seen it before. The address rings a bell, but I can't quite recall if it's related to our previous project, or someone we know. Every cloud has a silver lining. Referring to unpleasant situations has some advantages. Losing the job was devastating, but every cloud has a silver lining. It pushed him to pursue his dream of starting his own business. The long commute was tiring, but every cloud has a silver lining. It gave her time to listen to audiobooks and learn new things. Jump on the bandwagon. To follow a trend because it's popular. Once the new fitness trend became popular, she decided to jump on the bandwagon and join the local yoga class. He didn't initially like the idea, but he eventually jumped on the bandwagon and began using the latest tech gadgets. Clouds on the horizon. Something that threatens to cause problems. Although the project was progressing well, there were clouds on the horizon, with upcoming budget cuts that could affect its future. The economic growth was promising, but clouds on the horizon included rising inflation that could impact consumer spending. In a nutshell, describe something that is brief or to the point. In a nutshell, the meeting was about streamlining operations to improve efficiency and reduce costs. The instructions are in a nutshell: assemble the pieces, follow the diagram, and tighten the screws. On top of the world. Emphasizing that you feel extremely happy and healthy. The promotion made him feel on top of the world, knowing his efforts had been recognized and rewarded. Getting accepted into her dream university left her feeling on top of the world and excited for the next chapter in her life. Rain cats and dogs. It rains a lot at a particular moment in time. The weather forecast predicted it would rain cats and dogs, so we made sure to bring raincoats and umbrellas. We had to cancel our outdoor plans because it was raining cats and dogs, and the streets were flooding. Achilles heel. A specific weakness that might lead to failure. She was confident in her skills, but her Achilles heel was public speaking, which always made her nervous. The company's Achilles heel was its outdated technology, which made it difficult to compete in the fast-paced market. At a stretch. Do something without breaks or interruptions. The deadline was approaching, and completing the project at a stretch would require everyone to work extra hours. At a stretch, you could argue that the new system's benefits outweigh its drawbacks, though it's not a perfect solution. At the 11th hour, the latest possible time before it is too late. The project was saved at the 11th hour when an unexpected solution was discovered just in time. She decided to change her major at the 11th hour, realizing that her original choice wasn't the right fit for her future goals. By hook or by crook. By any means possible, in one way or another. He was determined to pass the exam by hook or by crook, studying relentlessly and using every study aid possible. She promised to get the information by hook or by crook, knowing how crucial it was for the upcoming presentation. By leaps and bounds. Something is improving or increasing quickly. Since joining the gym, she has improved her fitness by leaps and bounds, achieving her goals faster than expected. His skills in coding have developed by leaps and bounds since he started taking advanced programming courses. In full swing. At a stage when the level of activity is at its highest. The summer camp was in full swing, with kids participating in a range of sports and arts activities. The festival was in full swing by the time we arrived, with music playing and crowds enjoying the various activities. In the nick of time. Just in time, or at the last possible moment. She finished the report in the nick of time, just before the deadline, and submitted it to her supervisor. He found his lost passport in the nick of time, just before he was about to head to the airport for his flight. In the long run. Over a lengthy period of time, in the end. Investing in renewable energy might be costly now, but it will save money in the long run. Choosing a quality product may be more expensive up front, but it's more cost-effective in the long run. Nip in the bud. Prevent something from becoming a problem. The manager decided to nip the issue in the bud before it could affect team morale. We need to nip this conflict in the bud before it escalates into something more serious. Part and parcel. A basic and necessary part of something. Adapting to new technology is part and parcel of working in the tech industry. Long hours and stressful deadlines are part and parcel of working in the finance industry. Pros and cons. The advantages and disadvantages of something. Before deciding on a new job, it's important to weigh the pros and cons of each offer. You need to carefully consider the pros and cons, such as career growth versus being away from family. As a rule, a prescribed guide for conduct or action. As a rule, we don't accept late applications, but we might make an exception this time. As a rule, employees are expected to submit their reports by Friday, but extensions can be granted if necessary. Black and white. Something has been written, and not just said. The terms of the contract are black and white, there's no room for interpretation. The terms were presented in black and white, so there was no confusion about the responsibilities of each party. By chance. Without plan or intent, accidentally. She discovered her favorite cafe by chance while exploring a new neighborhood. You might find a rare book in a second-hand store by chance, rather than searching for it intentionally. Hard and fast. Fixed and not able to be changed. The deadline for the project is hard and fast, meaning it cannot be extended under any circumstances. The new safety regulations have hard and fast requirements that must be met to avoid penalties. In no time. Very soon or very quickly. With the help of the volunteers, the clean-up operation was completed in no time. This phrase means very fast. For instance, with the team's effort, we'll complete the task in no time. Lion's share. The largest part or most of something. Despite the joint effort, he received the lion's share of the credit for the project's success. According to the company policy, some partners might receive the lion's share due to their larger investment. In a body. Do something together as a group. The entire team, in a body, arrived at the meeting early to prepare for the presentation and ensure that every detail was addressed. The protesters marched through the streets in a body, chanting slogans and holding signs to demand changes in local policies. Kith and kin. One's friends and relatives. The reunion was a grand affair, with all of his kith and kin coming together from different areas to celebrate his birthday. The annual family picnic brought together her kith and kin, with everyone sharing stories from their lives. Keep up with. To make progress at the same rate as others. As a new parent, he found it difficult to keep up with the needs and developmental milestones of his growing baby. In the fast-paced world of technology, it's essential to keep up with the advancements to remain viable in the job market. Null and void. No longer valid, legitimate, or enforceable. The warranty on the appliance became null and void once it was determined that the damage was caused by user negligence. After the merger between the two companies, all previous agreements and contracts between them were rendered null and void. Next to nothing. A very small amount, almost nothing. The project cost next to nothing because they relied on volunteer labor to complete the renovations. She purchased the handbag for next to nothing during a massive end-of-season sale that offered significant discounts. Pave the way. Create a situation that allows something to happen. His decision to relocate to a new city paved the way, and new opportunities that significantly advanced his career. Their successful partnership with international companies helped pave the way and increased market presence for their business. Through and through. In every part or aspect, throughout. The novel's portrayal of the protagonist is detailed and traits through and through, making her a memorable character. Her dedication to the cause was evident. She was committed through and through, consistently advocating for the mission. Up and doing. To do something that is unexpected or different. After recovering from his illness, he was eager to get up and doing, resuming his daily routines and activities. Despite the rainy weather, the construction crew was up and doing, determined to make progress on the project without delay. Wear and tear. Damage or deterioration resulting from ordinary use. After years of use, the old car showed signs of wear and tear, with the engine requiring frequent repairs. The sports equipment, subjected to rigorous use during practice sessions, showed considerable wear and tear.